The sun was setting and the shadows began to stretch across the asphalt. They had to find shelter urgently to hide from these vile creatures. They ran between narrow streets with small houses, trying to find a suitable shelter. Somewhere else you could hear the footsteps of people also trying to hide from the approaching darkness and hellhounds. These creatures, resembling huge dogs with huge jaws and claws, with the onset of night they looked for new victims, devouring all living things in their path. Everyone wants to survive in this terrible time. The darkness was getting thicker, and the friends realized that night was approaching. And now, with the sunset, comes silence. It seems that everyone managed to hide. Running into one of the old houses, they went down to the basement and hid under the stairs. They crouched down on the floor and hugged, trying to calm their racing hearts. When, after a moment, listening, a dull sound and a strange growl began to come from above. Anna's heart started beating faster, but Max hugged her tightly, urging her to be quiet. After a while the sounds disappeared. It's over, they thought. Anna whispered, "Nick. We have to find him in the morning. He's in the hospital with his mom." Max nodded in agreement. The next morning, when the first rays of the sun began to penetrate the basement, Max and Anna cautiously went outside. The empty streets were covered in traces of the disorder and horror of the past night. Arriving at the hospital, they found Nick in one of the corridors. His eyes were full of tears and despair, and he said, "These creatures. They found her before I arrived." Their hearts were filled with anger and determination to act. Max, Anna and Nick were not just friends. They were part of a secret society known as the Guardians of the World, created with the aim of protecting the Earth from all kinds of threats, including supernatural ones. Their previous research, carried out with the help of artifacts and ancient writings donated by alien allies, gave them unique skills and knowledge. It happened last night. No one in the city really understood where they came from, but everyone understood that it was not human hands. The question had to be decided now: how to get rid of these vile creatures. Under Max's leadership, they developed a plan. Using a special ritual, they created a mirror portal, a magical trap for creatures. For several hours they performed the ceremony, luring the creatures to the portal. Once the creatures were in front of the mirror, Anna spoke the last words of the spell, and the mirror absorbed the monsters, sending them back to hell, where they came from. The first rays of the morning sun began to fall from the sky, and the city was safe again. Max, Anna and Nick, realizing that their mission was complete, hugged. "Another adventure is over," Max smiled. "But how long can we keep the world safe?" "We'll always find a way," Anna replied.